Welcome to Millionaire Case Study. This is episode 52. Hey, what's up, gang? Here we are, episode 52. I'll be totally straight up. I haven't been as consistent with my episodes of Millionaire Case Study. I usually do one every single week religiously. It's been more like 10 days-ish, but I'm gonna get that tighter. I might even do a couple episodes a week so that it's more consistent. Today, by the way, is March 6th, 2017. It's Monday, just in the 11 o'clock hour. And I think probably something to touch on is why I even just said I'm going to be doing multiple, or why I'm going to get on track with Millionaire Case Study, because that's tied to kind of an epiphany or where I'm at right now. So since January, the middle of January, since planning my trip that I took and everything, things were kind of up in the air, especially throughout while I was in Thailand, and it's been kind of a rough patch, you could say, getting back on the horse, so to speak, coming back to the United States. And now, I'm happy to say, I feel way more on track and in control than I have been. So a couple things I've done to help with that clarity. First of all, I've given myself time in the morning to not sleep in too late, but just to get up and think and get tied to the vision of what it is I want to create. So that's helped. The biggest thing that I've done recently, in fact, I just finished it yesterday, something that I call a weekly reset, and you might have heard me mention it on earlier episodes. Weekly resets are probably one of the most effective things in helping me stay consistent in my productivity. And I always notice when I don't do it, and so it's kind of a mystery why I don't do it as consistent as I would like. The only thing I can think of is in my brain's always searching for some sort of distraction. There's like two sides of me. It wants to be super productive, but sometimes it wants to distract myself. And the weekly reset usually takes at least 3 hours. This one, all in all, probably spent like 5 hours on it. And I think the reason I spent so much time on it is because I haven't done it for so long. But what the weekly reset did is, again, I haven't done one since the middle of January, and it's something I want to do almost every week, at least bi-weekly. But it allowed me to say, okay, this is my long-term goal. This is what I'm looking to create. Then break that down into, well, we're in a new month. We're in March. What do I want to create this month that is connected to the bigger vision? And then what that does is when I sit down for the week, I say, what do I want to do this week or even today that's tied to my monthly goal, that's tied to my big vision? So everything's connected, and that just gives me a sense of purpose and direction and conviction instead of just wondering what I should be doing or wondering if I'm productive and just feeling crappy. So that's something I recently got done, and I'm very excited to kind of have more clarity in the direction that I want to go. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about in this episode, episode 52 of Millionaire Case Study, is a conversation that I had with my wife recently about business. And I just wanted to document right now kind of what we talked about in that conversation. Because here's the thing, I think in business, we often see somebody that looks like they just shot up, or they came out of nowhere, or success happened overnight. And what I want to talk about right now are business opportunities. because I don't know which opportunity is going to pop, but I just want to document that there's a feeling of, here I am, here's us in this moment. We're doing the day-to-day, we're working our faces off. And then there's senses of little opportunities around us, and I don't know which one's going to pop, or if any, quite frankly, or if the thing that's going to help me hit my goal of making $1 million, maybe it's something completely different that I'm even seeing right now. But I just want to document some of those things that are on the edges, to see what could potentially happen, at least here in the short term. So here's one that's kind of out there, but it's an opportunity. We'll see if it could happen. And that is, Gary Vaynerchuk is speaking in Salt Lake City in 2 weeks at this event. And there is a super slim chance, but yet an opportunity, that I could be speaking on that same stage. I'm getting in touch with the event coordinator, and we'll see about making that happen. At the very least, I'm going to be at this event. I'm sponsoring the event because I found that the last event I looked to sponsor was $3,000, and I seriously considered it. This event, you can sponsor it for $650, so I think that's a good first step to get in. And I believe that with the sponsorship, I can negotiate a little bit of stage time. So even if I'm sponsoring, but I'm on stage with, again, Gary Vaynerchuk, he's kind of the peer that I want to set myself up with in my branding and everything like that, that could be a huge opportunity. So that's just something on the edge that I want to talk about. And then a couple other things is I have clients, potential clients, who have contacted me from different avenues that could also be huge. One of them is I have a client who is working with some big brands like DeWalt. They don't own DeWalt, but they are selling socks for DeWalt, and they might be a client. As a matter of fact, the type of work that they need done is Facebook ads. Now, my business, Cobb's Media, focuses primarily on content creation and posting every day, so it's not a ton with ads. So how's this an opportunity? Well, I am friends now with these badass ads people, Max and Jeremy, and they've worked with major projects, generating millions and millions of dollars with Facebook ads, and I'm looking to partner with them. They've already been on the phone with this potential client to see about them doing Facebook ads and lead generation for them. And I don't know how this will play out, but again, it's just an opportunity that I'm feeling being like around the edges of something good that could potentially happen. I'm also speaking at an event in April with a good friend of mine who I've been doing a mastermind with. Her name's Jasmine. She is one of Brendan Bouchard's certified coaches. And then another thing in April, a big portion of my clients are top network marketers, and their business, their company, is doing their annual conference in Salt Lake City in April. And I'm friends with a lot of the top distributors, and they've asked me to be at some of their events before, and I haven't been able to make it. There is an opportunity that I will be going to their event, maybe speaking on social media, or at the very least connecting with other top people that could become clients. So that's just what I wanted to kind of bring in to this episode, the opportunities that are around the edges. And again, I don't know which one of these will pop, if they will pop, if it will come to fruition, but I think it's just kind of cool to talk about, because a lot of times when we see something come to the center, we think it just came out of nowhere. And what I want to document here in Millionaire Case Study is they're not just coming out of nowhere. Whether these are going to come into fruition or not, they're there and I can feel them. They're like circling. There's opportunity. I just did finances for just last week for the month of March. And again, in total transparency, because this is a Millionaire Case Study, and you might be watching and be like, dude, this guy's not a millionaire. Why am I watching him? And I'll just feed that fire even more. After doing finances, I recognized that we're in a really tight spot. And you've heard me say that a lot in other episodes. And we are. But the thing I really want to document that is just interesting in my feelings and everything right now is, even though we're in a tighter spot than we probably have ever been in, meaning by next time I do finances in 2.5 weeks or the end of March, I have to generate a sizable amount of extra income. Otherwise, we're backwards. We're flopped. For the first time, we're going to kind of be in the hole. But here's what I'm documenting. This is what I want to talk about. I don't feel worried for whatever reason. When I was living in California, Southern California, doing door-to-door sales, when I was doing door-to-door, that entire experience was filled with anxiety, depression, worry. Like, I routinely felt crappy. Even when things were going well, I would be like, well, what if these other deals don't go through? We could be potentially screwed. And what I find interesting, and maybe it's just the emotional maturity in this game of entrepreneurship and getting used to the volatility or the uncertainty, or even embracing what might happen, because good things happen that you couldn't have predicted, like some speaking engagements I have. I didn't plan on that, but they've happened. And so I know that there's going to be ups and downs, goods and bads. But right now, in this tighter spot, I'm not even close to as worried as I was when I was making a lot more doing door-to-door. I find that interesting. And part of that might be the feeling of the opportunity that I just know is around. So I want you to be able to capture it and see it as it's happening. So I'm going to wrap it up here in episode 52, let you know the feelings the opportunities that's circulating in the center. And when any of them pop or a different opportunity pops, I'll be sure to let you know. Because like I said, you have my promise, I'm going to get more consistent with these episodes, shooting different angles even, and kind of watching me in the journey, on the road, doing other things. Have a lot of big goals and dreams how I want this Millionaire Case Study to look. So, again, as I always say, if this is your first episode, or if you've watched many other episodes, thank you. I hope you can relate to this, and I hope it gives you hope that if this regular person can be on the path and make stuff happen, that if you have goals and dreams, you can go after it too. So if this has inspired you in any way, please share this with a friend who might need it. And I'm just pumped to be on the journey, and I look forward to seeing you on the next Millionaire Case Study episode. I'm Calvin Wayman. Peace out.